Well, welcome back to the Sodak Motorcycle Blog, everybody. Once again, I'm your host, Clutch. We are here with, well, the new to us machine, or new to my wife machine. For those of you who don't know, it's a 1994 750 Virago. And so far, we found there was a few things that come with it. Basically, we got it for a pretty good price, but then we had to go and I'd put a new battery on. That was the first thing we did. But then we discovered it didn't have an air filter on it. We also discovered that we can't shift it up because, well, the shift holder basically is completely broken. So we haven't been able to do anything with this bike for, well, a week, waiting on parts. But we now have a new air filter, and also our friends at eBay. Well, eBay didn't hook us up, but basically, we found someone on eBay that had the part we need. Ooh. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start working on getting them installed. All right. But yeah, this was fun. This is the second bar we had to get. Just a cautionary tale for eBay parts. The first set of bars I ordered said it was for this style of bike. Got them in, and none of the holes matched up. Well, except for the holes where the main mounts are, but none of the shifter, the foot pegs weren't in the right spot, the shifter wasn't in the right spot, nothing was in the right spot. So we sent that batch back, and this is batch 2, and hopefully we have better luck with this batch. We shall see, I guess. But I guess let's get to it. All right. It's still weird to me that I guess I'm used to buying old bikes and well, you pull the filter off and they're gob full of everything. Well, this one literally there was no filter. Not the way you want to run a bike, that's for sure. You or anything for that matter. The air filter is very important. It keeps stuff out of your motor because, well, that's going right. Oh, thigh. That is going, that air is going right into the motor. And well, let's be honest, you don't want big chunks of debris in your motor. That would be bad. That's one of the ways you can destroy a motor, is just get some crappy debris in there. So, you should always keep an air filter on, or at least some kind of a filter or a screen or something. One thing about it, it wasn't like it was completely open to the environment. It did have the screen on it. However, that's still just not, to me, ideal. To me, that's just not a good idea. All right, and we gotta get that piece. One thing that sucks about this, there isn't like one easy screw to get this off. It's several screws you got to remove. All right, but we're not done because we have to keep removing screws. We have to take off that one. I think that one might be the one that one of these doesn't come off. So yeah, now you got your part off. Now you gotta, like I said, this screw right here, that was the screw I was going after. That one's under the fuel tank. If it's been taken, if the air cleaner's been taken off before, it probably will be loosened and in a spot where you can kind of get to it. The owner's, or is it the owner's manual? No. The service manual actually tells you to take the fuel tank off. So that tells me they must stick it under the fuel tank in the factory, which I think is not a smart idea, but, you know, I'm not an engineer. I didn't come up with the idea, obviously. All right, and then we got that part off. And then, there we go. We found it. Oh, let's take... Okay, that one. So that one's... So this one will come off. That one stays in there. All right, so now we're into here. And let's take our filter out. Make sure we got the right thing. I'm pretty sure we got the right one. Partzilla says it's the right one. It looks like it's the right one. Yeah, I think we're there. Yes, I think that's right. Okay, good news. So, now we gotta pull this screw off. At least they left the screw for me. I was kind of worried I was gonna get to put this on and there wasn't gonna be a screw in there, and that would have sucked. But fortunately, whoever took this out at least had the kind decency to leave me the screw. So that was very nice of them. I appreciate that. Not that you can't source another screw, it's just, you know, it's one more trip you gotta make. Alright, then I think, if I'm not mistaken, it sits right down on... Oh, I think I have to... Yeah, I think I have to... Let's see if I can get that on there. Oh, don't want to lose that screw. It looks like... Oh yeah, here we go. Yep, so basically what you got to do... Yeah, now it... Of course, now it's on. That's the little detent, and I'm trying to get under that hole there. So you kind of gotta wiggle it in there, and eventually it'll set right in like that. Then put our screw back. Like I said, very nice of the person who took this out there to leave the screw in there for us. We're obviously, all this, we just go snug, okay? We don't need it good and tight, okay? Just snug. Not even snug, just honestly to it's seated. That's all you need, because in the end, you know, yeah, we don't need the break stuff. If you go too far, that's how stuff breaks. Now, that should fit right in there, just like so. And it does. And yes, it does not completely seal, but that's okay. You don't need to lose sleep over that because, well, the that air filter seals on pretty good, and there's a gasket behind it. So it's not like you're going to be like, oh man, that gasket's, or that's going to leave just a massive gap. No, you're fine there. Get that. Maybe. Let's get you back and go to your home. Go to your home. All right, that has started. Find our other screw. Make sure it starts. It does. Sweet. It's always a good feeling when the screw starts screwing in. I'll be honest with you, I kind of always thought that was a pretty cool feeling. When you're like, well, is it gonna go? Is it gonna go? Yep, it sits right in and then screws in. This one, very long screws. But that's okay. We can live with a very long screw. That's fine. And there you go. And let's see. Okay, yep. Remember the big one went on that side. Okay, and then get you in there. Come on, you. And then you can kind of feel this. We got that little thingy right here. You kind of want to just guide that into its spot. Yeah, you can kind of see where it goes. And if you loosen, one tip, if you really, that screw up there, loosen the hell out of it. Loosen, just make it super as loose as you can get it. Because if you do that, like you just saw there, it just slides right back on there. No problem. No problem with these, which is how we like it. Didn't even have to fight that at all. And that's actually one thing I've watched several videos on this one, is, you know, as far as like when they're talking about the carb and disassembly and getting it off. And there's a lot of boots on this thing that you have to deal with. And pretty much everyone has said most of the consensus I have found is the key to getting those boots back on is loosen them up like a whole bunch more than you think you're going to. Because it'll come in handy when you go to slide everything back on. Because then it won't bind up on you as bad. Okay. Just little tightness there, nothing too huge. Get our screw back here. Another thing that might help you on this is getting you a set of JIS screwdrivers. You can get them for like 30, 40 bucks. And basically a JIS screwdriver, I'll show you right here. It looks like a Phillips head, but it is not. It is JIS, Japanese Industrial Standard. And it's a lot, basically it's designed where, unlike a regular Phillips head, which will cam out things, you will not cam out with the JIS as bad. Mainly because, well, all these screws on here are JIS screws. Meaning that, well, what works best with them is a JIS screwdriver. Hence, JIS screwdriver. You got any kind of metric bike, especially the Japanese ones, Yamaha, you know, Honda, Suzuki's, all them, make sure you got some JIS screwdrivers. They are a lifesaver. Okay, I'm gonna fire this thing up, see how it sounds. Because if you remember, we had that lean condition. I think by putting this air filter on, we're gonna have enough restriction of the air that that's going to help it. Let that warm up for a minute. Oh, fuel. Just about forgot fuel again. Oh yeah, you can tell. Oh yeah, much better. Oh yeah. Oh, it comes right down like it should. I think that did it. We need a little bit more throttle there, I think. Just that throttle this a little bit. You turn it to the right, it brings the throttle up just a tad. I don't know why I'm going close to the camera. I got the microphone here, but Obviously, it ain't warmed up yet either. That's another big part that we got to keep in mind. All right, that's enough of that. Like I said, she ain't quiet. Gotta think of a name for this thing. I thought about doing some like weird, goofy name, like, you know, I don't know, something dumb. Like, you know, one of them I had, I actually thought about naming it Brick. And I'll explain to you why here real quick, because, well, you remember that movie, Anchorman, and the scene where they're yelling, and Brick's like, I don't know what we're yelling about. And loud noises. I don't know what we're yelling about! Loud noises! And I thought, well, because I started with loud noises, because yes, this thing is loud. And then I thought, well, Brick says that. Well, I thought, well, I'll name it Brick. But then I thought, you know what? I should name this something that's like gonna, you know, trigger a Dynabro, I was thinking. Because, well, it's kind of like a Dyna. Obviously, it's not like a Heritage because it's got the shocks on the side. Like my, for example, my V-Star. The original V-Stars, the 650s, the 950s. Those were pretty close to the Heritage Softail because, well, they had the shock that was hidden in the middle. Because that was the thing with the Heritage is, well, it's meant to look like an old bike. And old bikes didn't have suspension. They were hardtails. So, hence, Heritage Softail. Now, but this one, like Dyna's, has the suspension on the outside. So I'm thinking something Dyna-wise. Let's take a look at this thing. How it goes on there. Oh, it's got a little, I see. I thought it had a cotter pin on it. I was wrong. It has one of those, yeah, one of them damn, oh heck, I can't think of the name of it. One of them, some diggies, whatever. All right, well, let's start taking some stuff off. Get the old ratchet out. Yeah, I know it's not a red one like the cool kids got. I'm one of them. I'm one of them lame DeWalt guys. I mean, stupid DeWalt guys. I don't even know what a real tool is. Yeah. Kind of wish. Ew. Yeah, kind of need a split ring pliers, I think. I think we got, yeah. I mean, well, maybe we can get it. Yeah, maybe we can get it. Come on, you. There we go, by God, we got it. A little bit of flathead with a little bit of persuasion. And then our washer. And then get that bastard out of there. And it looks like it'll kind of come out for it. Well, maybe not. This shifter goes on this spline right here. Basically, that shifter goes on that spline. That washer goes on it. And then this little snap ring goes right in that little teeny tiny hole right there. So let's just go ahead and get the rest of this bar off. 14. And power. No sense doing it if you ain't gonna overkill it. If you ain't gonna overkill it, no sense doing it. Yeah, I probably could have done that with the ratchet. Oh well, gives the old cordless impact wrench a little bit of work. Let's take a look at this thing real quick. Yeah, it's like, it looks like they broke it And then they thought I don't think that's what, I think that's JB Weld. I don't think that's... Yeah, I don't think that's welded at all. I think they JB welded that. That's what I think. I think that's JB weld. So they kind of, you can see it kind of sits in here. It's kind of an individual piece. Like I said, it's a bad design if you ask me. Yeah, that's just a bad design. I think that design is not good at all. All right, now we got to do some preparations. First thing we're going to do, we're going to get some lube on that. We need to clean that up, lube it up, get it nice and clean. Where is my... There we go. Start off with some wire brush on it. Get the gunk out of there. Since that is where the shifter goes, it needs to be working perfectly for us. So just get a little bit of that off of there. I think what we'll do, let's put some brake grease on it. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but you know what? I mean, this stuff works on brakes. Temperature gets high there. And you know what? We're down by the motor. Temperature gets high down here. So yeah, I think we'll put that little bit on there. Just a little teeny tiny bit. First thing we're gonna do, get these ready to cinch back up. Oh. Ooh. It's another problem. I need the deep well because they're a cap nut. Yeah, cap nuts. Where did I put that 12? It's down there. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, cap nut. Put that on there for final torquing. That's not the right one. Jeez, Lord. All right, where did I put that piece? Where did I put you? 14. Put it back. Okay. So, first things first, let's throw a little bit of brake lube on this thing. And the inside of it looks good yet. There we go. And just tighten that. Yep, there we go. We snugged that one down. We'll just see how it kind of tightened that one up already. But I can get out to the ratchet over here. Okay, that's done. It is on there now. Now let's see if I can. I may still need to make some adjustments as far as where it goes. By God, there it goes. Look at that. Oh. Yeah. Well, now that's on there. Yeah, still don't like the clearance on that. No. I might, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like when I take her on a road test. Because, yeah, we're going to get her on a road test today, and that's a good thing. That's very good news. All right, let's get our little...
Yeah, kind of a pain to do it, but like I said, these are definitely easier with snap ring pliers, but you can do it with a screwdriver. It's just a little bit more difficult. Guess I should just buy some snap ring pliers, huh? Why would I buy a tool when I can just, you know, struggle with it for 20 minutes? It's kind of the YouTube way. So you know what? I watch enough idiots struggle with stuff all the time on the internet. When they won't just go do it with the right tool, you're gonna watch me struggle with it for a little bit, because I believe in paying it forward. I just gotta find a flathead. There we go. That might be the size I need. It might. Okay. Come on, now the way. Come on, you. Okay. I need to break down the biting tool. Oh, come on, butter. Oh no. Okay. Okay, maybe the keys on you better. Okay, that one can't run you. Maybe, no, that's too fucking too big. Maybe. Yeah, the problem is. Yeah, okay, come on. Yeah. Now you little bugger. Oh, come on. There we go, maybe. Did we get her? Almost. There we go, got it. Now it's in there. There. Better. Okay. Sweet. Sometimes you just gotta be stubborn. That was the answer on that one. Is just be stubborn. Okay. Start that one up. Easy way to start anything is put your socket on an extension, and actually we can do that down here, maybe, or there we go. Yep, and just like that. And we'll ratchet them into place. And nice thing about ratchet, when it tightens up, it does that, so you don't. It's really hard to take one of those, I think, and really over torque something unless you're like on a really easy bolt. But I'd say bolts like these, yeah, you ain't gonna over torque them. Not with that. Okay. Sweet. It's on there. It's back on there. Everything's kind of good to go. Oh, there we go. That's not really, that was weird. There it goes. Perfect. Well, although it is about the same height, I guess we're fine. There we go. Yeah, I mean, okay. Well, I think it's time to clean up some tools, and we're gonna see if
run this down the road a little bit, and we're gonna see how it goes. One thing we do know, she makes noise. Okay, there we go. You can hear me coming.